Hello and welcome back to hour number 2 of Roleplay R&D. Steven, this fight is over. Let's suppose. What's going on?
You guys destroyed those gargoyles. Oh my goodness. Destroyed. That was awesome.
You get shit on gargoyles?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Scratch and Shauna and Nose, they were just like sitting in the back, like watching. Like, yeah, look at
Freaking
these guys
slackers.
destroying these gargoyles. So remember that Nose can add his ferocity to your damage. Think.
Oh, yeah.
If you choose to have him attack as you attack.
Dude, I literally typed that in chat.
Mm-hmm.
That goes, next attack.
He did, he's like, yeah.
Oh, and also, am I allowed to roleplay for the dog? Can I say things like, Nose comes over to me and I pat his head? Am I allowed to do those?
Yeah, let's go for that. Sure. But, of course, I reserve the right to GM control him whenever I feel like it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I concede to your superseding wisdom. I will never be like, he did not do that. He is a calm dog.
Just because he's kind of a wild creature, so he likes you a lot, and he's developing a really nice rapport with you, but, he's still got a little bit of an independent streak.
I do have to say that it's very interesting that these potions in this game don't wear, like that specific one says that it doesn't wear off until it feels that it's no longer an ally. It's just kind of crazy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Powerful. So so here we are in this chamber. You still hear the faint echoes of this sorrowful song coming from behind the wooden door. There's this large double door to the other side. There's an empty hallway across the black pool from you. And of course there is this large, thick, liquid black pool in front of you. Did we learn something about the black pool last time?
We learned that it was full of knowledge, I believe.
I actually just cannot for the life of me remember the 3 questions I asked.
You asked, what's making the music?
Yeah, I remember that one.
The answer you got for that was that it was Yanea Hartshorn, who mourns. And what else did you ask? You asked what was in the pool, and it said that it was a pool of knowledge. And I don't remember the third question. Does anybody chat remember the third question you asked?
I just couldn't.
It's really interesting because I usually take notes on everything, but I don't have that in my notes.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it probably lurking in our communal knowledge.
Pool of what I have in my notes is black pool braised knowledge of 1,000 years in the center. There's 4 gargoyles, 8 gargoyles on the ceiling.
Yeah. Cool.
And Yanea and the Song of Morning. That's all I have. And it echoes,
Yeah,
you hear wafting out of an echoing song through the small wooden door.
I think I asked something about the gargoyles, and then they immediately sprung to life, so that's what I answered that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been it, yeah.
It's like, are you guys going to attack us?
Yes.
Yes, let me just bite you.
So, and there's this crack in the wall behind you. It's about like 10 or 15 feet wide, and there's this cold wind blowing out of it. And the entire area currently is only lit by the shirt of Scratch, who's now sort of lurking in the back corner, just a little bit like, what have I gotten myself into?
I still like that he's like a glow-in-the-dark shirt.
Who cast that?
It's mini wheat.
Lady Amsel?
That was me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, health check. Lady Amsel's still at 19. Duncan's at 16. Lobelia's still at 18. And Fink is at 14, right?
Yep.
I believe so.
So, what do you guys think about this crack? What kind of things do you think might be down there?
I don't know.
Well, go, Mr. Fink.
Lady
What do you
Amsel, first let me say your valor and performance in combat was extraordinary.
Why, thank you.
I'd also like to remind you and everyone else here that the same frosty cold lied in Dolan's pencil. I recognize the same chill when we fought those frost wraiths. So,
Yeah.
Were they frost wraiths?
They were
Can't say that. Frost
Frost
wraiths.
frost fagools.
Okay, yeah.
Frost fagools.
But I hold this crystal that seemed to be connected to that frozen essence as well. Perhaps this is what we need. to combat what lies behind the crack.
And what about like the large double doors?
Didn't Sean
thought?
ask what was behind the double doors? Wasn't that one of...
Oh,
one of the
yes.
questions?
Yeah.
Yes, it was bones and death. Something that sounds pretty scary.
Well, it says engraved on it, open are the double doors of the horizon. Unlocked are the something worlds.
The bolts. The bolts. I would like to take this moment to share something with the party. I know you all think I am a senile old woman, and it's true, I am, but the moment I walked...
Goddamn right you are!
Young man thing, please, quiet for just a moment. Now, when I entered the dungeon, I felt an Scratch! Shut up or I will take your tunic away! When I entered the dungeon, I felt an overwhelming feeling of having been here before, a moment of deja vu, and I can tell you that within these walls are great treasure, but accompanying it is the greatest evil that I myself may have seen in any premonition. I've had many premonitions in my time. This one, definitely one of the scariest. Just wanted to share that with you. Case we don't have the opportunity to talk about it later.
Lobelia is like pondering what Lady Amsel has just stated.
Yeah, and Lady Amsel...
And meanwhile, she's kind of like looking at each of the doors and examining them. Obviously, the one that's most interesting to her is the crack in the wall. And so she kind of like goes over there and she starts looking at it. And she starts examining it. Does she notice anything strange?
Let's see. Why don't you roll a discern realities check?
I'm really bad at that. That's wisdom, right?
Yeah. I mean, do you want to ask me? Do you trust me?
Yeah, of course. Me and you are like bros, man. Well, Duncan and I were bros, but I'm kind of mad at him right now.
The guy that just saved you from being imprisoned, and yeah, I guess you could say you're kind of mad at him.
Half-assery did that. So, yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like, hey, Fink, want to come over here and look at this for me for a moment? This is the most interesting door for me. I'm just wondering what's on the other end of this. Do you think you can help me out?
I too am intrigued by this door, that familiar frosty chill, and I'm going to set my hand on the side of the stone and try to see...
I have much experience with that as well.
That's true.
Wait.
Setting your hand on the side of the stone?
Yeah, no, sorry. I think there was an audio thing because like two people I heard talk at once and I got confused. I
had just stated that I know a lot about that because you remember when I went in that one room and I kind of went a little crazy? Yeah. So I've had experience with that as well. So I was agreeing with you that yes, I have felt this before.
Oh, okay, because I heard and I was like, oh my god, Lobelia's a robot.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Lobelia, have no fear, for I am the holder of refracted blue gem thing. And I put my hand confidently on the crack.
Yeah.
And feel through to all the mystical energies and the powers that might lie along, in, and around the crack.
Okay. Are you discerning realities, or are you speaking with stone?
I'm going to just discern realities in a very normal way.
All right. Give me that roll. Ah, cool. So you get to ask one of those questions.
All right. I will ask it. And by it, I mean Steven. What should I be on the lookout for?
Ooh, let me see here.
This is double doors, by the way, right?
This is the crack.
Oh, the crack. Okay, thank you.
Let's see. You take a deep look into this rocky crevice, this broken crack in the wall, and you realize that if you were to like sort of clamber down, you could probably clamber down pretty readily. and you sort of step in just momentarily after beckoning Scratch over to get a little more light. She sort of grumbles to herself, "Cold, it's cold over here," and you peer in and you see like a little chunk of frost on the ceiling that looks very strange to you. And on closer examination, this frost-colored chunk actually moves, and you finally manage to sort of coalesce what you're looking at into an actual thing. And it's this little, again, it's another like sort of mini bat-shaped creature. It's got spikes all over it. It's got these two beady blue eyes that are just staring at you. And it comes to you that this thing must have been watching you for quite some time, because you didn't see it move to that location. But then as soon as it sees you looking at it, it sort of spreads its wings with sort of a tinkling crack as of like ice shattering, and it swoops off into the blackness of this crack.
Ooh.
What have you discovered about this crack, my friends?
It seems that we're not in here alone. There's something watching, something enchanted with the powers of frost or ice. I'm not sure. Duncan, you asshole, get over here. I need your help.
I walk over there. I'm just like, yeah.
So,
Duncan, do you know anything about a frosty creature with blue, sharp eyes that would run away from potential conflict?
Am I spouting lore, Steven? Can I do that to see if I know anything about this creature?
Yeah, but from just a description, you're going to have to take a -1.
Okay. What is the spout lore is from wisdom or intelligence? What is it from?
Let's double see here. Double see.
Int, right?
It is intelligence.
Okay. 6.
Yeah. So, you think for a moment about what he described to you, and frankly, nothing comes to mind except for like the strange creatures that you saw earlier.
Okay.
Now, as you think you turn around to sort of give a poke to Duncan, speed up his thought process. And as you do, a patch of rime beneath your feet causes your foot to slip, and you go tumbling down into this rift. And you hit a couple of sharp outcroppings on the way down and land at the bottom, a little bit bruised. But other than that, you're pretty fine. It's pitch black down here. You probably fell down, tumbling down about 20 feet of this rocky cliff face. It's bitterly cold. You can see through the thin, faded light of Scratch as he or she peers over the edge down after you. There's actually a number of passageways down here.
Guys, I'm all right, but there seems to be more here than what we thought. Nose, come here, boy.
Nose peeks over the top of the ledge, sniffs a couple times, and then backs away from the ledge, whining.
And our dog seems to think my dog seems to think that there's something of concern down here. So I want to try to feel if there's any rocks or anything that I can grasp and cast my light spell on.
Okay, yeah, you reach around behind you, and you grab a rock. But you suddenly get the distinct sensation that you're not alone. What do you do, Fink?
Guys, I have the distinct sensation that I'm not alone.
What are the rest of you all doing?
Well, I'm like, since I'm right there, I'm like going down there. I'm like, what do you think is down there with you? can you see what do you see?
Well, I mean, I don't see much. There's a few passageways. I don't have any light, though, but Nose's suspicion is giving me a bad feeling.
I grab out of my pouch the sorry, I was still in the Lobelli accent. I grab out the pouch. Out of the pouch, there's a my little candle that kind of is ever lit, and I kind of try to drop it down so that Fink can catch it. I'm like, "Hey, Fink, catch really quick," and I drop it down for him.
Okay. Are you gonna grab that, Fink?
Oh yeah, I stand up, I look around myself, and I grab it while keeping my eyes down the dark passageways.
No problem. Now this candle is pretty thick. It's probably about like 9 or 10 inches long and like 2 or 3 inches in radius or in diameter rather. So it's a sturdy candle that you're holding, and it does not go out as it flies through the air. Now you look around you, and you don't actually see anything. Just at a quick glance, like there are these sort of like cracked rifts in the rock. There's a rift, so if you turn your back to the party, Fink, and look in the direction of where you could potentially travel, the floor here is actually pretty solid. It's a little bit angled because it's just rock that's split and cracked. There's basically a passageway that continues directly away from the group, and then a passageway off to your right, and then a little further ways away from the party, there's a passageway off to the left. And it's from the passageway directly ahead of you, and maybe the passageway to the left, you can't really tell, that this cold wind is blowing. And it's actually causing the flame of the candle to dim and burn a little bit low. At a glance, you don't see anything strange. Do you want to discern realities or anything?
In fact, I want to kneel down and put my hand on the ground, and I want to speak to stone.
All right. Roll your whiz.
I'm gonna roll
He's gonna
whiz.
pee on the ground. No, I'm just kidding.
I drop my pants and pee, and ask 3 questions.
Okay. So let's see what that lets you do. That's just your spell cast, right? So you have to choose a drawback. Do you want to draw unwelcome attention or put yourself on a spot? Or do you take -1 ongoing for casting spells? Or do you forget that spell?
Which one did you just cast?
Dude, speak to stone. I'm bringing unwanted attention.
Okay. So you get to ask 3 questions of the stone.
Okay.
What are you asking?
Oh, there's a cat. There's a cat. Sorry, I just really want to pet a cat right now. Okay, so the first question I want to ask: who is watching me?
Ah, cool. Man,
Nice.
how would Stone answer that? The answer comes rumbling back to you with the weight of centuries behind it, and it whispers, "The cleaning ghost."
There's a dead janitor out to get me.
I was thinking one of those like sucker fishes that like clean all the walls. Sorry.
Will the power within this blue gem help me?
I'm
I'm gonna start asking just like differential equations and shit. Like,
So you like place the blue gem against the ground so that the stone can understand what you're talking about, and the stone whispers back, "The gem holds the eye of powerful ones."
nice.
And you have one more question.
What's the easiest way for my friends to get down here?
Cool.
A very practical question. Is there a nearby escalator?
The stone senses a kindred spirit in you, and it does not respond. But momentarily after you ask, there is an earthquake that shudders through the floor. And as it ripples outwards through your location, the stone, the very steep stone steps that you fell down actually sort of jut out and reassemble themselves into something that looks like stairs.
Nose, come here, Nose.
So,
oh, my dog.
Nose comes running down the stairs. What are the others of you at the top of the stairs doing? Chana and Scratch are just standing with you all looking down.
I kind of like do like a little like curtsy style thing and make the way for the two guests that we have with our party. They're like new, and I let them down and I follow in suit. And I don't know what the other two do.
Duncan?
I escort Lady Amsel down to make sure that she can safely descend the stairs.
That's very noble of you, Duncan.
Yeah.
When did we decide that the scary crack was going to be our first entry into the dungeon? I guess
When
I have
Fink
to go with
fucking
you,
rolled
Duncan.
down like an idiot. I don't know what he's doing. He's Fink.
Let's look through these catacombs.
Oh, it's a valid question. I mean, do we really want to go down here? Is there something that you need to tell us? Good Fink. Do you feel that we should go down these staircases into these catacombs first before we go through like the wooden door or these giant double doors with the sign?
Fink, should we really join you down there right now? Do you really need us this very second, or can we stay up here by ourselves? Just asking.
There's something down here that I feel I must find, but if you don't want to come down here, I'm happy to take any and all who are willing to join me.
Oh, I'm willing to join.
I don't think that we should split up. That's a very terrible idea.
Oh, really awesome. You know what? Let's go 6 different ways because there's 6 of us.
So, Fink, as you're replying to Lady Amsel, you feel someone tap on your shoulder. What do?
I immediately turn around with my staff ready.
You start trying to turn around, but they're like holding onto your shoulder, and they're actually really strong. Like you seem like it's more like you're stuck to something. Fink.
Well, you seem to have me in quite a bind, I say.
You feel whoever it is like grab your other shoulder, and you feel this like acidic burn start itching down your back. Roll 1d10 plus 1.
It's just sounds like a story of being hit on in a coffee shop. What is it? 1d6 plus 1?
1d10 plus 1. Sorry. Oh shit! No, sorry. Wait. It's 1d12 plus 1.
What?
Wait, what's the plus 1? What's the plus 1?
That's even more than we've ever seen.
It's acid, man. It's got to be plus 1.
11.
Oh my God.
Fink, this thing starts burning through your armor, and you're stuck to it, and you take 11 damage. It ignores your armor.
Shit, I'm at 3 life. Okay. At that point, I go...
So the rest of you who are coming down the stairs, which I guess is Lobelia and Lady Amsel, did you come down the stairs?
Oh, well, good. Yeah, with a scream like that, of course.
I mean, I'm in visual range of this, right? Do I see anything? What do I see?
As he tries to pull away, you see something that's sort of stuck to his back deform, and it glints off of the light. And your eyes refocus, and you realize there's this huge transparent wall of some sort of gelatinous substance that's sucking Fink inwards.
Have I seen this creature before? Can I roll like lore?
You can try to spout lore.
Yeah. Okay. So it's plus my. Yeah. Okay. Roll 2d6 plus my int, right? Which is 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 9. Ha!
Very cool. So I will only tell you something interesting. It's up to you to make it useful.
Spout lore. Okay.
You've heard about, like...
Is it a gelatinous cube or what is it?
It is a gelatinous cube.
Okay, I thought so.
You've heard about like slime mold type creatures composed of perfectly clear gelatin that move about underground and just slowly absorb and digest anything they come into contact with. That's all you know about this thing. So, Lady Amsel, what are you doing? You see Fink.
Can we see it? Like, can we see the creature?
You know what? You can, but it's actually pretty hard to see.
What is on the ground?
Rocks.
Rocks, not dirt or any sort of substance like this?
No, it's definitely rock.
Do I know what can defeat it at all? Or
No.
can I assume?
You can guess.
Okay.
You can make an action and see what happens.
Yes.
Is what
Okay.
Steven's trying to say.
And Duncan, what are you doing? Are you still up at the
Well,
top of the
Steven, I
stair?
want to know what this creature's weakness is. Because I can actually ask that.
That's what I want to know.
Bardic fabrication.
So, Duncan, you consult your accumulated knowledge and tales.
Yeah.
And you, let's see. You know that this thing is weak against fire. Since it's just so large and amorphous that like targeted damage often is reduced. But if you could like engulf it in flames, it would just, melt.
JP, he's holding my candle. Sean has my candle. Fink has my candle.
She whispers something that Duncan does not understand. Because that would be metagaming.
You jerk.
So,
You
Fink,
know that he has the
this
candle?
thing is still stuck to you and like trying to suck you in. What are you doing? While all of these guys are just like ignoring the fact that you're dying.
We were just discovering what it was. I was going to make an action, but Sean can go.
All right,
So-
Duncan. What are you gonna do?
Okay, I want to know something quick. Like, are we not allowed
We're going
to
to learn
talk
more
out
about
of
it,
character
actually.
at all? Is that considered metagaming? Like, I feel like we should be able to talk out of character.
So as long as you are never saying your move, and along with that, don't talk about your stats as like my intelligence and my charisma, but rather say, so and so, Lady Amsel, you're so much more intelligent than the rest of us. That's fine.
But JP knows that Sean has the fucking candle. Like, do I need to, like, is that bad that I'm saying that?
No.
I just want to know. I'm trying to be less like that, but I just...
Maybe JP doesn't understand how the candle works.
Maybe JP's never lit a candle because he's only lived with light switches.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had a plush life.
You can.
Sorry.
So yes, I'm also like I keep going around and asking people like what they're doing. You don't have to wait for me to ask you what you're doing.
Okay. I turn to
can
Lady
just tell
Amsel
me-
and say, Lady Amsel, this thing is weak to fire in my knowledge of creatures of the unknown and unusual. Do you have any fire spells? I will heal Fink. You need to get him away from this creature, though.
I wish that
And I
I
cast heal on
had
him.
the ability to cast something as effective as a fireball, but I am just not ready to do so yet. A magic missile spell might be somewhat effective. The only other fire property object I have is this orb, but I honestly have no idea what it does. I could throw it into the creature and it could simply grow 5 times in size and kill us all. I don't know.
So my action is I slap Nose on his ass so that hoping
Wow.
he goes towards Fink. And then
Okay.
I heal Fink if I can do all that in one action.
Absolutely. Roll your healing,
Okay. What is
your
that?
arcane art.
Yep. So it's plus charisma, 2d6 plus 2, 9. That's definitely a heal.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
draw unwanted attention, or my magic reverberates to other targets affecting them as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and heal the fucking gelatinous cube. It's at full HP. I don't care.
It's GM's choice, I'm afraid. So
Oh,
you
damn.
heal 1d8 damage to Fink.
Okay.
Roll that. please.
6.
So Fink, you recover 6 HP.
I'm back to 9. That's good health to have.
And as you finish your burst of arcane song, you realize, Duncan, that Nose is still sitting there growling at you, and he leaps on top of you, knocking you over.
Okay.
So Fink is now at 9 hit points. Yeah. So Fink, what are you doing? Are you just sinking back into this creature?
So like my vision's getting blurry, and I can feel it starting to the edges blackening in. I just feel this burn seeping down. I'm starting to lose track of what part of my body I can even move, and I'm stunned and shocked that Duncan here is the one who's actually trying to heal me and trying to protect me in a time like this, because I'd almost given up relying on him. And then I see Nose attack Duncan, and even though I managed to fight down a wry smile, I pull it together and I say, Nose, no! Attack this creature! This one! And I'm trying to just trying to get Nose to attack the giant monster behind me.
Nose comes running down the stairs, bounding towards the creature. Are you making an attack with Nose's help?
I can't move, can I?
You could, stab backwards with your staff and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. I totally am going to attack with him. I'm like, ready, Nose.
All right.
Ready.
So go ahead and roll your hack and slack. And make sure to add Nose's ferocity.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Go.
So I plant my feet firm on the ground as best I can. I try to judge where my enemy is behind me. 2d6 minus 1, I think it is.
Why minus 1?
Because that's my lowest strength stat.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Or is it 2d6 minus? Yeah. And then I say ready. 1, 2, 3, go! Shit! What?